Evelyn to Philip, V-mail dated October 11th, 1944. Dearest Phil, my mail today consisted of your letter of October 1st and a nice card from Dot. Your letter inspires no comment. You were in a cute mood that day. Dot, as you know, is in Louisiana with snuff, so I can't very well tell her you want to be forgiven for not writing. She's saving you the trouble of writing to two correspondents by joining Snuff, and told me to write directly to Snuff as she has no permanent address. Harry accepted a job with the Philadelphia Navy job, I think she meant yard, and his work will be to insulate pipes. It's almost 3 weeks that he is unemployed, so it certainly is high time he got something. He and Goldie are going to a wedding, Goldie's cousin, in New York on October 28th. My boss was in a very bad mood all day, and just this evening I learned the reason. George has to leave for the service on October 31st, and it is a hard blow at this particular time. We are so busy that his loss will be heavily felt. I'm not so busy, but the salesmen and packers are. We are doing a tremendous business and are falling behind in deliveries already. Adele woke me twice last night, but both times she had to make a sissy. I can't complain because at least the bed is dry and I have little or no washing at all. It's as long as it is broad. Speaking of Adele reminds me that we have a beautiful standing blackboard that folds into a table effect with a roller on top which features the alphabet and all sorts of animals and things. It comes complete with blackboard erasers and chalk and costs $3.25 wholesale. I think I'm going to get one for Adele. She likes to scribble and it should be of interest to you. It wouldn't hurt for her to recognize the alphabet on sight. The strollers haven't come in yet, and when they do, if they are what I want, I shall purchase one. They are due in most any day now. This morning I accomplished a lot. I cleaned our room, the living and dining rooms, and then took a walk with Adele to Faye's house. We sat on the open porch for about an hour, and then it was time for me to leave for work. I sat and knitted and talked to Faye while Adele played with Marty, as Adele fondly calls Mark. Adele says her daddy is in England. She was rummaging through your night table drawer and messed up your socks, the few pairs I do have. Now she constantly reminds me, Daddy's socks. Faye told me that Morris made her an allotment of a $25 bond each month plus $15 in cash. I was quite surprised as it does leave him with very little. But I've come to the end of another missive, so I'll leave you with this thought in mind. I love you dearly, honey, and I am and always will be your Ev. Philip to Evelyn, 11 October 1944. Dearest Chippy, because it was such a pretty fall evening last night, I decided to pass up writing and to take a ride into town instead. It had been a very hard day, what with getting out the payroll and all, and I felt the need for a little relaxation. I spent the evening quietly and pleasantly with Bert and Evelyn and Nigel. I told them about my recent visit to London and the shows I saw there. Bert said to let him know when I get my next pass so that we might go to the dog or horse races. He told me that Mr. D is a great gambler and that he recently won about $8,000 in one day at the races. I'll have to talk to Mr. D. Your email of the 29th September arrived yesterday, but while I enjoyed reading it, there was nothing in it that requires answering. Today was a dreary, cloudy one, but I had plenty to do, so I didn't take too much notice of the weather. I had planned to go to the movies to see a guy named Joe, but it is raining heavily, and I'm reluctant to walk down in the rain. Maybe it will stop in time for me to make the second show. I hope. Think I'll take a nap in the meantime, soon as I finish this. I got in about 1 a.m. this morning, and I feel the need to make up those couple of hours of lost sleep. There is just a trickle of mail coming through. There wasn't any at all today, sweet. Hardly know what else to say. The war drags on, and page 2, I'm beginning to wonder how much longer it will be before I get to see you. I've just about given up hope of being home for Adele's 2nd birthday, but I somehow haven't given up the hope that the war in Europe will be over before the new year. I really can't see how the enemy can possibly hold out much longer under the kind of punishment he is absorbing on all sides, nor do I see how he can possibly man almost 1,000 miles of front thickly enough to keep us out of Germany for long. Whether or not we in the ETO will be sent home after Germany surrenders is, of course, something we don't know, but it's good to know, nevertheless, that there is that possibility. I'm not at all disheartened with the prospects, honey, so don't you be. Let us hope and pray for a happy conclusion to our past few years of doubts, apprehensions, and heartaches. In the meantime, I am your ever-loving hubby and Adele's doting daddy, Phil. P.S. My love to all, of course.